it's one of those things, right? So, it does make me laugh a little bit, because it's been said multiple times that blockchain, that itself cannot scale because of the way it works. So you have people saying, oh yeah, increase the block size. I mean, that is something that will, temporarily have fix the solution, right? Or fix, quote unquote. I won't use that word, too liberally, but you start, after a while, you're going to keep increasing the block size, and everything gets slower and slower. I mean, yeah, okay, great. Now you have a one block that can fit 1 billion transactions. Fantastic. How long is that going to take? And, that's not feasible for a system, right? And then you have all these other solutions. I mean, people keep throwing out DAG, and CryptoPlankton and I are in the computer science world. We study computer science, and we know about some of these claims that currently they might work. Sure, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And maybe the literature around it will evolve over time, but the way the nature of these things work is that they're not that you have to trade something off. You can't. There's a rule in computer science, and you can't have everything. You have to sacrifice one thing, and or not one thing, but multiple things to achieve what you want. So one of the big things that we're trying not to sacrifice is the centralized aspect, which you would apply something like the Lightning Network as a layer 2 solution. Because if you try to do anything else, rather increase the block size over time, it's going to get the time of which it'll be confirmed. It's just going to be so slow, and that's going to be unfeasible for a system, and people need to understand that you can't have when a project is saying an ICO or whatever it is saying, we're going to promise you blockchain 5.0. This is a new type of data structure. This is the new type. It's just those things. Just really question it, because the people who are actually working on real projects, people at the MIT DCI, or obviously Lightning Labs does their good work, Blockstream. We understand the limitations of the space, and that's what we're trying to do. When you go and see some of these white papers and try to research these people, some of them don't even have a background in computer science. How are you going to build a solution that you don't even have a background in?
Well, the same question could be asked, how are you going to raise $50 million when you don't have any product, but we see ICOs do it all day long?
I know. And it's insane, because you mentioned that before. We, as a coin, we don't have a pre-mod. We don't have an ICO. We don't have any of that stuff. And look at something like Bitcoin, or, compared to some other token that's out there that's promising the world. In just a year's time, volunteer developers, not someone that's paid off by an ICO. Volunteer developers have made more progress than most, if not all, the ICOs that are out there right now. In 1 year, in terms of scaling the blockchain, scaling the solution, and trying to get the solution out to as many people as possible. While all these other coins, or whatever, not coins, tokens, that have millions of dollars of that are in liquidity, and they haven't made any progress.
Well, I mean, that's the difference between passion and just seizing an opportunity to get rich quick. And, our team, from marketing to development to every aspect of the Vertcoin team, and anybody who's on the Vertcoin team, that passion to be able to facilitate the adoption of cryptocurrency in all facets of life, that is one of the key factors to being on the team. Is you have to have that passion, and with passion comes progress. Now, we are limited in time because some of us, all of us have to work. We still have to be able to provide for our families and stuff of that nature, but we have the passion for getting this vision realized, and that is what is driving this massive push forward. Of course, it's not as fast as a lot of people would like. A lot of people would like to have had Litbox two quarters ago, but making sure that our stuff is right, our stuff is solid, and making sure it's actually solving the problem and not introducing new problems is, part of our passion of making sure to get this launched and to get it adopted across all spectrums of cryptocurrency.
Yeah, one last point for me on this subject. Yesterday, again at the MIT L2 Summit, Elizabeth Stark gave a talk about how Elizabeth Stark, again, she's the CEO of Lightning Labs, how back in the day when Lightning was still like being developed and still was a concept by Taj and Thaddeus and everyone else who contributed to the white paper, Elizabeth Stark tried to like talk to people about it, and people actually thought they were insane. Like Lightning, Bitcoin's not going to work. Lightning's not going to work. I mean, look at it now, right? And then look at like some of the real projects that are out there that, you know, were driven by passion, was driven by, you know, motivation to, you know, help the, you know, fix part of a system that's fundamentally broken right now. And it's one of those things that people tend to ignore, and, you know, for a while until it pops up out of nowhere and just ambushes you again, like, you know, with how Bitcoin worked out. So it's just people need to understand, like, also the fact that she also mentioned in her talk that we're building new protocols, whether it be, you know, the blockchain itself, the settlement layer, or the Lightning Network, which is the layer that's supposed to help speed up the blockchain, help scale it. These things do take time. And you think about Lightning Labs that got a measly $2 million, for example, you know, they did good work. And now look at something like Vertcoin, which we didn't, what, $2 million? And we are doing things based on the passion, and ultimately you could see something versus like an ICO that tried to promise you the world. They have whatever, $5 million, whatever the price is, and they still don't make progress. They don't have that passion. They just want the money. I mean, maybe they might make some progress, but at that point, you know, Bitcoin, Vertcoin, like these coins, we're just going to blow right past them.
Yeah, and you guys can see here, I got a picture up of Gert. This is him actually presenting at the L2 Summit yesterday for MIT DCI. So he's actually showcasing a Lightning tool that he's developed for DCI, and you know, just wanted to highlight that, you know, our and Gert is from the Netherlands, so he got to come over to the United States and show that off. But we had, I think it was funny, James had said that we had the largest Vertcoin meetup in history yesterday, and it was two developers and a member of the marketing team, and you know, it was 3 people. So I think in the future we definitely would love to do some meetups and meet up more with the community. But I know right now we have our nose to the grindstone trying to get stuff developed.